live, and we are in Capital One Cafe. I have a headache, but you know what? I'm here. I'm showing up regardless of how I'm feeling. And as you read by the title, we are talking about it's all truth. And I think this is a topic that nobody really talks about. And before I get into the topic, like I said, I'm Sheila J, and if you are new here, welcome. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you are not new here, welcome back. But you always come back because I'm everyone's favorite everything. Your favorite YouTuber, and everything I touch always turns to gold. And I am a powerful, joyous, trusting leader. And I'm doing this video because I realize that nobody really talks about this topic at all. And I'm realizing that people are questioning, like saying, oh, this person said this, then this person saying this, which one is it? And they're feeling like coaches are contradicting themselves. Well, for those of you who saw my post that saying that this is true, and then this is truth post, this is true. And I don't know if anybody has ever heard the saying of there are two truths and somewhere in the middle there's a truth or whatever. I don't know how the saying actually goes, but it's usually like when two people are in a relationship, one person will go say their side of the story and then the other person will go tell their side of the story, and then people will usually be like, oh, go listen to the story, but then somewhere in the middle there's the actual truth. That is very, very true. But I'm doing this video in the sense that I want to let you know that nobody is right or wrong, that it's all true. What one coach is saying and what another coach is saying, it's not a lie. It's true. But that's true for them and that particular coach and what that particular coach has worked through and his experience for them, it is true for them. Same thing was for another coach. What another coach says, just because they said it, doesn't mean you should take it as face value and say, okay, well, this doesn't work for me. What you guys are not doing is you guys are not experimenting. I like to call myself the scientist of my life. And so what I mean by that is that I'm the scientist. I'm going to do my research. And a lot of you guys are too lazy, and you guys are so lazy that you're not doing the research. How do you expect to change your life if you're not doing the research? If you're not trying things out through trial and error and hypothesis and trying it out? All the coaches on YouTube, myself included, all we've ever done is try things out. If it doesn't work for you, try something else until you find something that actually does work for you. You have to try before you see the results. It's like a research paper. It's like what they do in the studies. That's like the hypothesis. You have the hypothesis and you keep testing things out until you find what works. But the whole purpose of me doing this video is to remind you guys that what one person is saying versus what another person is saying doesn't matter, because it's true for them and that person. And all we are doing as YouTubers or coaches or whatever we want to call ourselves, all we're doing is speaking our truth. So you have to find your truth. We are only speaking from our truth and what works for us, to help you guys figure out what will work for you. So you have to take what resonates with you and leave what does not resonate with you. But do not say that coaches are contradicting each other. And what I hate, my number one hate that I cannot stand, and my number one pet peeve, and I think Ava brought this up in one of her recent videos, is that coaches were literally throw jabs at each other when they don't like what something said. And it's like, at the end of the day, I think we're forgetting that you cannot throw jabs at somebody and then not understand that just because you don't agree with what they are saying does not mean that what they are saying is not true. Because at the end of the day, it's true for them. That's why this video is called This is Truth. Because it's true for them, it's true for you, it's true for me. It's all truth. And somewhere in the middle, there is truth. Like, I cannot process this. And I think the reason why I'm bringing this up is because my teacher said something the other day in class, and it really, really made sense to me. He's like, oh, when students go get their PhD and they want to do their dissertation or whatever the case may be, they'll want to talk, they'll have this question that they want to do research on, but then they'll stop themselves because they don't want to do the research on the paper because someone else already did it. And so my teacher brought up this point where it was like, oh, well, why would you stop yourself on doing this and not bring it up when, in fact, it's going to be a completely different paper because it's a different perspective. It might be the same question, but it's a different paper, different perspective, different answer. So you cannot stop yourself and hold yourself back from not doing something because someone else did it. Because there's always going to be someone else to do it. Even with song titles. There's different song titles. There's some song titles have the same song title. Same song title. Like, I think No. No is a prime example. I can name you 2 different songs at this moment in time that the songs are called No. But they might be the same song title, but they're different lyrics. They're both bops. So you understand what I'm saying? So just because something else might have been done doesn't mean that you can't do it too. Doesn't mean that you cannot find your truth. All this is, and all we're trying to do, is to help you find your truth. So you have to find what is your truth. I'm on here speaking this because I realized, I'm like, hold up, this is important to say. And I didn't want to do it because I had a pounding migraine, but as I'm saying this stuff, my migraine is going away because I'm releasing what I really wanted to say. And this is really something that I've been wanting to say for the past 24 to 48 hours. Your truth. Find your truth. Find what works for you. Find what resonates with you. That is important. I cannot stress that enough. And all we are doing as coaches, as life coaches, as manifesting coaches, as therapists, or whatever the case may be, all we're doing is trying to guide you into finding your truth. So even if something that you don't agree with it, doesn't mean that that's your truth. If it's not your truth, then don't subscribe to it. But that doesn't mean that just because you don't subscribe to it, that the person saying that's not valid, because that's true for that person. And we are all on this planet to, at the end of the day, find our truth. Like, that's what we're here to do, is finding our truth, finding our purpose, finding what works for us, and then coming together to create harmony and to create a better world and to bring heaven on earth. That is what we are essentially here to do, to have a human experience, because our souls cannot enjoy this. Our souls cannot walk. Our souls cannot taste. Our souls cannot hear. I mean, they can, but you know what I'm saying. They can't talk, so they talk through us with synchronicities and signs. So at the end of the day, we have to remember and be consciously aware that what one person is saying, just because it doesn't work for you, and just because you don't agree with it, doesn't mean that it's not valid, because it is perfectly valid. So I'm going to need coaches to do a better job and understanding that just because you don't agree with it, doesn't mean it's not freaking true. And vice versa. If you're not a coach, whatever the case may be, understand that just because you don't agree with it does not mean that it's not true. And also, I'm really going to need some of y'all coaches that are sitting here out here coaching people, I'm gonna need y'all to become trauma informed, because there's those of us who are really like, we can't go to you because we don't have a safe place to go to, and there's not enough coaches in the community to talk about trauma and being trauma informed. So I'm sorry, respectfully, some of y'all really need to go and take some trauma classes. If you want to get paid to do coaching, do yourself a favor and go invest in getting a coach to teach you about being trauma informed. Go to school, get a certificate, whatever it is that you got to do. Take this seriously if this is what you want to do to make money. Or not, it's not my place to judge. But at least do us all a favor and at least go get that certificate or whatever. Go take coaching from someone who offers that as a coach. Because I'm seeing way too much of you on here, and y'all don't understand that some of us that are in this community have issues and have post-traumatic stress and have mental disorders and are really going through it mentally. So what you say works for you, you cannot say will work for someone who has suffered through trauma, because our brains and the chemicals in our brains are wired differently than someone who's not going through it and has not experienced trauma. So please be mindful of that. Okay. Yeah, I will make a separate video on this topic, but that's all I really wanted to say in today's video. I'm getting off of this. I'm gonna go finish enjoying taking my pictures on film. As a matter of fact, hold up. I'm gonna... This would be cute. Okay, I'm done. Okay, yeah, so that's all I wanted to really say in today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Bye guys, see you in the next video.